bastards, and welcome back once again to Arelzuden, Waterkeeper, a wooden fortress hidden in the pines, and who was built for the sole purpose of taming this mighty river, which we've really hardly done at all so far. Quite a shame, really. But at least the dwarves are happy. Right now it is granite in our third year, early spring, the air is warm, and there's not a trace of snow or ice anywhere. And there has not been since we started here. You can see we're still hard at work trying to nicen up our fortress home a little bit. We're getting our new flushing trap ready, because goblins could show up at any time, and on top of that, we've also been thinking of ways to get through that damn aquifer, which we've really had not a lot of luck with, really. Now, last episode we dug this big pit here, and we tried to drop a plug of earth down into the aquifer, and then we attempted to dig through that, which we did, only to discover that the aquifer is in fact at least 2Z levels deep, which is a giant problem. Now, I've had a few ideas how to tame this thing, none of which were good, I don't think, but since I put out that last video, I've had quite a few comments suggesting things to do as well, so maybe we'll take a stab at some of those if my ideas don't work first. One thing's for certain, we're getting through the aquifer this episode. I think I said that at least a couple times last episode, didn't I? Oh, what a silly fella. Anyways, on top of all that, we really have to start nicening this place up a little bit. I'm starting to see upset dwarves here and there, and in fact, we already exiled a few of them. I don't want any trouble in this fortress at all, and so that's just going to be the case. If you don't want to live here, then you can get the hell out. Simple as that. That being said, we are working on some new bedrooms, and I am planning to get a temple in place very soon. That's going to be important if we're going to keep these dwarves happy in the long run. Down underground here, you can see I've already queued up quite a few new rooms, maybe like 100 or so. Yeah, there's a few of them, just to be safe, you know. They're all dug into the dirt here, just above the aquifer level, so I imagine they're a bit muddy. Not the best accommodations, but it's all we have to work with, so you dwarves are going to have to make do. And let's see, while the dwarves are getting all that squared away, which will take a bit, I imagine, how about we get started with the aquifer? Oof, oh boy. Let's see. Alright, well the first thing we're going to do is get rid of most of these ramps. Again, keep in mind I don't really know what I'm doing here. Oh, and hey, have a look here. The humans have arrived. That's pretty cool. Remember, we're going to need a lot of stone or metal so we can make more mechanisms. That's going to be very important. Really hoping they brought some with them, and I'm sure they did. And yes, they have brought some bars of metal. Very good. But no stone, of course. We wouldn't expect humans to know much about stone anyways. Although, you know, I guess we could take some of this metal stuff from them and just melt it down. We do have a bunch of wooden crafts to trade, so yeah, I guess we might as well. Alright, and that'll about do it. A whole bunch of metal goods, and we'll start getting those melted down right away. And back down here to our aquifer level, I'm actually going to open it up a little bit too, and just make this whole area as wide as it can be, just because I think we're going to need as much space as we can get down here. And then after that, I'm going to arrange screw pumps around a central pit that'll be filled with water from the aquifer. It's going to kind of be like our first method of sucking the water out of a pit, and I'm not sure if it'll work any better, but you know what? What the hell? I think we almost had it last time, but now we just have to wait for some charcoal and more screw pump pieces, I guess. And I'd really like to figure out a way to get these water wheels to connect up to those screw pumps underground. That'll make things a lot easier. Boy, it's going to be pretty rough going trying to get enough mechanisms, I think. We do have a few pieces of metal now, but we'll just keep on trucking. We are starting to get those things melted down, and oh boy, let's shut this off real quick. Well, I was fiddling around with the water wheels, and I guess I inadvertently set them off. That's a problem. How about somebody come over here and get rid of this axle real quick? Just real quick, because this lever is not going to work right now. Nope, okay, I thought he was going to do it, but I guess not. Yeah, real quick, again, expediency. Okay guys, come on, seriously, can somebody come and just disengage this whole thing just real quick, just like speedy? That's, like very important. Oh my god. Guys, please. Where the hell did he just go? Dwarves, don't go down into the river, please. Please, somebody come and get rid of one of these axles just real quick. Somebody, they're diving down into the river, seemingly, to get logs that have fallen down there. Dwarven intelligence, oh my god. Well, that water seems to be spreading out all over the place and going down into the aquifer hole now. Not great. Alright, well, I just locked the door behind these guys, so hopefully they'll find out they can't get out, and someone will go and get rid of this axle real quick. And hopefully no dwarves are down in the river when they do get rid of it. Okay, it's shut off now, and at least one dwarf is stuck down in the river right now as it's filling back up. Sorry, buddy. No great way for you to get out now, I don't think. Well, let's avert our gaze. Back up to the surface, where things are a little messy. Jeez, I'll tell ya. Yikes. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be careful next time I try to set this thing up, I think. Ugh, what a dummy. I think maybe the worst thing to come out of this is that our aquifer pit here is now filling with water. And so now we're gonna have to try to pump all that out before we do anything with it. Oh boy, what a damn headache. So stupid. Hey, remember me talking about that grand waterfall fortress gate thing at the beginning of this? Well, we have no waterfalls or grand gates at all, but we do have a giant mud pit. So there's that. Well, I suppose we're gonna wait for all this water to evaporate, and then we can get started with our pump thing there. Well, to be fair, that trap does seem to put out a lot of water, so at least we can know we're safe. Yeah. Goddamn Grey Langers trying to steal stuff from us. I don't think so. Bunch of bastards. This is one stubborn fortress, I'll tell ya. Got monkeys all over the damn place, an aquifer that will not cooperate, and a decided lack of grand fortress gates. And this whole mess over here. Oh, Waterkeeper, you are a hell of a place. Alright, now I'm trying to get this trap set up again, and I'm trying to make it so that pulling the lever closes our front gate and engages the pumps. Now, there's a very good chance that when this axle here is put in place, the trap starts up again. In fact, it's almost guaranteed. But I think if I pull the lever, then that will stop it. I'm gonna highlight the word think right there. Oh, okay, the trap started up again, and we're still trying to link up one of these mechanisms here. But that should be good to go in a second, I'm thinking. Alright, and they are still working at that. Let's speed it along there, dwarves. This is so stupid. Okay, don't even ask me. I did something very wrong and bad here, but maybe if we just stick it out, this whole thing will just be a distant memory before long. Oh hey, looks like the Dwarven traders are here. Great, no, that's fantastic. Perfect time for it, really. Yeah, it's, you know, truly our greatest hour and stuff, with the whole flooding and dying thing that we're doing right now. Oh my god, this is so dumb. Oh, but hey look, somebody linked it up and pulled the lever so that the pumps are now off, and our front gate over here is closed as well. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so now our trap is good to go, thankfully. But the fortress as a whole maybe isn't in a great place. That place being underwater. As our aquifer pit gets more and more filled. What a dumb series of events. Alright, I tell you what, I'm gonna let the game run for a little bit and see if we can get this water to evaporate. I think it will if we give it enough time. So dumb. Let's see, it's currently early autumn, 18th of limestone, and we'll give it a season, how about? I'll get back to you in winter. Welcome back. It's currently the 17th of moonstone, which is early winter, and things have been progressing rather nicely here in Waterkeeper. You can see that all that water that was flooding our outside corridor is nearly evaporated. Still a bit muddy out there, but no worries. And more importantly, our entire inner fortress area is pretty much good to go. Again, still a bit muddy, but no matter. Let's zoom in. There we are. And now, taking a look at our water wheels, you can see that there is a new axle running off of them. That's heading down to the south. Down to our aquifer pit, okay? And if we have a look down there, the axle heads down, where we can see a whole bunch of screw pumps. And they are all linked up to the axle. Well, not currently, it's almost in place, but they will be, no worries. And now the idea is that I'm going to dig down around this staircase right here, exposing a rectangle of aquifer water that will then be sucked up through these screw pumps to this level here, right above, where we could see some more screw pumps, which we're still waiting to get in place, and they all have to be linked up too. But it makes sense so far, right? And then from here, I'm going to make a canal leading off somewhere else, so that all this water can be dumped safely away. And then hopefully that will stymie the flow of water just enough that we can send some miners down this staircase here, and down lower into the earth. And I'll tell you what, I'm feeling really good about this plan. It's gonna have to work. You'll see. But again, we're still waiting for some things to get into place, so hold your horses. In the meantime, let's have a look at our dwarves real quick. They seem to be in pretty high spirits, surprisingly, even though we still haven't gotten our temple in place. But I suppose we could do that now. Here it is, our temple. Looking pretty alright if I say so myself. I have it placed down in our lower residential quarter, which is dug out completely as well. And now let's see here. We'll turn this into a zone, make it a meeting area, and we will add a location, a temple, to no specific deity. I figured that makes most sense for now. There we are, and it's good to go. Enjoy your new temple, dwarves. And you know what? While we're still on the subject of temples, how about we take a look at the gods that our dwarves worship? We really haven't spent any time getting to know these dwarves, and that seems like kind of a shame, so let's get into their heads a little bit. Well, just having a quick look here, and we can see that the most worshipped gods are Nish, the god of wealth and trade, Melbil, the god of wisdom, and Koshash, who's the god of writing, oddly enough. Very interesting. Well, it actually appears that we have some scholarly dwarves here. I would never have pegged them as the type. A bunch of rough and tumble dwarves living out in the woods like this. Very interesting. And taking a closer look at Koshash, the Scholar of Minds, which is her full title, she most often takes the form of a female dwarf. Very interesting to see. And you can see if you look down here, a lot of books have been written about her. Like a whole bunch of them. I suppose if this fortress continues long enough, it'll become a sort of a center of learning. A giant wooden library out in a forest. One day, perhaps in a distant future. Although honestly, I think our dwarves would much prefer being underground. Let's hope we get there one day. And well, now that our temple's in place, we'll take a brief look at some of our other amenities, just while we get some stuff in order. Like over here at the Dead Monkey. We have at this point had a few visitors come in. All humans. A lot of bards, but a few warriors too. And in fact, if we have a look here, we actually have 5 bards in our fortress right now. I figured we'd hire them on to entertain the dwarves. It is pretty rough going out here in the woods. And you know what? These guys are damn entertaining. All of them. Gotta love it. Oh, that's interesting. I just noticed that Satha is back. This was that bard who was the first visitor to the Dead Monkey. Very interesting. She obviously likes our little place here. It makes you wonder why she doesn't want to live here. Well, maybe one day. Guess you never know. Anyways, that's enough fun for now. Let's have a look at our aquifer progress. Alright, taking a look at the bottom here, you can see those screw pumps are functioning now. Very good. And the whole system requires 674 power, but we are currently providing 2100. So we are good to go. And if we have a look up from this level here, we can see the second level as well. All screw pumps are running right now, and you can see this dwarf over here is digging out a canal for all the water to travel through. Yeah, we're gonna pump that water out of there and then through this canal to the north, just up this way right here, which leads underneath the river.
Aha! There you are, dwarves. Me smash you to pieces.
Oh boy. Here's something. Just when I was thinking things were going pretty alright. The Giantess, Ulima Femilicavera Fevima Ukuko has come. A gigantic creature resembling a human, almost unparalleled in size. Well, you know, I'm not sure what we can do exactly. We have no army, not even militia really. We've been too busy focusing on that damn aquifer, so this may very well end up going badly. You know, on second thought, we do have a couple of human mercenaries here, a pikeman and a spearman. They were visitors to the Dead Monkey. And we figured what the hell, they were looking for work, and we're defenseless, so perfect match really. Well fellas, you've been sitting around eating our food this whole time, but now it's time you've earned your keep. And so we'll make a little squad here, led by our mayor, the only one qualified. And we'll assign Mong, the pikeman, as well as Pibu, the spearman. And you know what, we'll throw Silab in there too. He's the captain of the guard. Even though he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Sounds good. Alright, now the Giantess is currently down to our southwest. And I'm sure now that she sees the fortress, she's gonna come straight in. Alright, now before anything else, we're gonna turn on the burrow, which will send dwarves inside our buildings here. And we'll also take our small squad, the Helms of Zeal, and I'm gonna send them right here. Just to the entrance of our fortress. On top of that, we're gonna have to get this wall sealed up ASAP. I had it open so the workers can move quickly around the area, but that's very dangerous. Alright. Now that our fortress is hopefully ready, let's watch the Giantess move in. Oddly enough, she seems to be moving north. And it looks like she's passing through the river, still heading straight north.
Oh, a turkey.
I'm not too sure what she's saying. Oh, there's a turkey here. But she bypassed it. She's moving very erratically.
Come here, tiny turkey.
Oh, but she sighted the turkey and is moving in, charging across the forest. Quite a hunt, stomping through the pines.
Me want smash.
Oh, but she lost it again.
Where go, little bastard?
Oh, and she sighted it. Chasing it still.
Aha! There you are.
This turkey's really helping us out.
Okay, turkey smashed.
And the Giantess is moving in.
Now dwarves!
Over here at the main gate, we can see our warriors, Just the two untrained dwarves and a human now. And the giantess is moving in across the bridge. She pushed both dwarves down into the water. And then she herself was pushed into the water, followed by the human. And then she crawled out onto the bank of the river and is trying to get away in a panic, chased by the human. Following the giantess now, with the human close on her heels. Oh, there's a battle here, a struggle. The giantess is vomiting. The human's making pretty short work of her. And here comes the other human. They're both stabbing at the brute now. And she appears to be unconscious. Just a matter of time now. Come on, humans, take her down. Oh, but one of the humans is running off. He seemed to be panicked. Oh, but they are still at it. I just hope she doesn't wake up. Ooh, this is quite a battle here. Well, not really a battle, I suppose. Oh, something happened there. I think the giantess woke up. Ooh, she did for a second and killed one of the humans. Oh, and she's injured the other one too, but she's unconscious once more. But now the human is too. Oh, this is not good. Alright, screw it, you know what? While the creature's still down, I'm going to send out all of the dwarves. Every single one, because it might be our only chance. Move out, dwarves! Help is on the way, human. Hang in there. The human is badly wounded, bleeding all over the place, and both her elbows are destroyed. But here come the dwarves. The giantess is still unconscious, and they are just piling straight on. Oh yeah. There's no way she can survive this. Just really hoping she doesn't wake up. Come on, dwarves. Keep fighting. By Koshoth's quill, this is ridiculous. Keep going. Don't you have any tools you can use? They can't all be fighting with their fists. This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm certainly hoping they can take her down before they start dying of dehydration. The creature is not in good condition right now. Her body is entirely torn open, and she's bleeding all over the place. The dwarves really are giving it their all. Some of them are starting to go unconscious due to overexertion. And some of them appear to be running off now, panicking. Not entirely sure why that would be. There are roughly 70 dwarves working on killing this giantess right now. 70! Crawling all over her body, ripping her absolutely to shreds, and yet the beast is still not going down. Luckily, she has not woken up, and I'm really hoping she doesn't. She could easily kill a dwarf in a single kick. Oh, there we go. Okay, they killed her, finally. Good job, dwarves. Alright, head home, you bunch of bearded bastards. One dead giantess. Fantastic work. Man, that took some doing right there, I'll tell ya. But it's certainly memorable. Something for the bards to sing about in the future. Wonderful. Well, anyways, where were we? Right, our wonderful contraption. Well, we're still getting that canal dug out, and I think we're gonna have it lead up here, where you can see we now have a big artificial lake. Yeah, I'm just gonna dump the water in here for now, and it will hold it at least temporarily until it overflows, and I'm not too sure what'll happen then. But hopefully all that water will just kind of spread harmlessly out into the forest. You know? Does that make sense? Maybe. Hopefully. Guess we'll see. Just gonna have to finish digging out this canal here, and then get a whole bunch of new screw pumps in place. Is this getting convoluted? I think it might be. And then up this way here, we'll make a little enclosure for the screw pumps, so that they can't be destroyed by invaders or whatnot. Giantesses. You never know, right? Yep, and the screw pumps are coming along nicely. Very good. Keep at it, dwarves. We'll be through that second aquifer level before long. You know what? How about we build an enclosing wall around this lake too? Just so it doesn't overflow. And we can make a little passage off to the side so that the overflowing water can be led back to the river, which I imagine will then overflow. But at least the whole process will take longer. Yeah, you know, I guess this place is getting a little bit out of hand. A lot of people in the comments did tell me that I can pump the aquifer water back into the aquifer itself, but I didn't realize that initially. I mean, the ground's filled with water. How can you put water back into it? So this was my original plan, and I'm just gonna keep going with it. Although I guess I never realized it would be this big of a mess. Yeah, it's a mess. But we're having fun, aren't we? Darn tootin'. And it should be noted too that I'm having a dwarf drag that giant's carcass over to our artificial pond here. I figured we just throw it in the middle, and it would make a nice centerpiece, just kind of exposed above the surface of the water. A little nasty, sure. But what the hell, right? Better than having it lay out in the woods and just rot. We're getting some use out of the thing. I mean, all the flesh and skin and stuff hasn't rotted off entirely just yet, but I'm thinking if she floats around in there long enough, all that extra stuff will begin to fall off, and eventually we'll have a nice, clean skeleton, just kind of, you know, sitting in our lake. It'll be cool, trust me. You'll see. Wait a second now. An interesting turn. We just had a dwarf found in the dormitory who was completely drained of blood. That is interesting. Drained of blood, huh? Well, that can only mean one thing. It looks like we have a vampire on our hands, dwarves. One of us is not who they say they are. An undead terror now walks among us. Just stay wary, everyone. We have to discover who it is. Very distressing. Oh, well actually, it looks like a couple of our human bards spotted the dwarf who was sucking the blood. Idiot. What, were they doing it in front of everyone? That's pretty stupid. Yeah, I mean, they did it in the middle of our dormitory where all the dwarves sleep. That's goddamn foolish right there. Alright, well listen here, dummy. Don't go anywhere quite yet, because I think we have a little plan for you. Can anyone say entombed for the rest of time at the bottom of a lake next to a giantess skeleton? I sure can. But for now, let's assign this idiot vampire to our military and have them come over here to this unassigned room, and we'll just have you sit in here for now. That's right, guard this room, you moron. There we are, now just hang tight. We'll be back to you in a moment. Just relax and make sure this room is nice and secure, you dum-dum. Back up here on the surface, I've decided to make our artificial lake a little bit deeper, just so it can hold more water. I am a little terrified of what's going to happen when this thing gets overfilled. So the deeper it is, the longer that'll take at least. Hopefully. In other news, our canal is now fully dug out and is all linked up to this axle over here, as you can see by these screw pumps, which are running at full capacity, as well as these ones here above. On top of that, our drainage canal is looking good to go. And looking back to our lake here, it is now 100% dug out and is now 2 Z levels deep, 3 if you count the wall up top, which is 100% completed as well. And if we look back down to the bottom, you can see this little room here made out of dirt, just kind of a mound of muddy soil really, with a hatch up top. This here is our vampire's new room. That's what we told him anyways. There we go, there's a good dwarf. Now we'll just lock this door up top here, and here he shall remain. And also, if you look on the ground there, you can see a small wooden figure that we threw in there as well. It's a figure of Koshash, the god of writing, just so that she knows she did wrong. Blood-sucking fiend. Anyways, okay, I think we are good to go now. And so we'll just have one quick look around the place, just to make sure we are in fact good to go. We don't want any problems now. But yes, I think we are good to go. And so, let's do it. Now we're down here at the Aquifer, and we're going to start off by digging a channel around this staircase. Just like this, which will expose the water and hopefully get these pumps started. Alright, here we go. The water is being exposed and is getting sucked up through the pumps, up to our canal. Very good. Now just in case that lake does fill up quicker than I think, we should get straight to work here. Now down here where the aquifer is, we're going to try to build some staircases that will allow access down farther. And this is probably going to be a giant pain in the butt, just because the water is so turbulent down here. But I think if given enough time, we'll be successful. Alright, the dwarves are working. We have to keep unsuspending these staircases, which is a pain, but if we stick with it... Huh, there we go. We'll be successful, just like that. We have one of the staircases built now. And while they're still working at that, I'm going to try to put some walls down here to block this water from coming in. Now this entire thing is going to fail if that lake fills up and the water starts to back up to this level. And I'm pretty terrified of that, honestly. So let's have a look. Wow, it seems to be working pretty well, actually. The water is flowing up and into our lake, which is rapidly filling. Very rapidly. I'm curious to see what happens when it fills up. Back down here in the water, 2 of the walls have been built, and so the water flow should be getting less and less. Come on, dwarves, keep at it. Okay, all the staircases are done now. Back up at the lake, and we can see that it is starting to get full. Can't help but be curious as to what our vampire thinks of all this. Have fun, you bastard. Oh, it looks like a bunch more of those walls are completed now, so the water flow out of here should be just a trickle now. And if we could finish up this one last wall here, just like that, then the water flow should stop entirely, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, and it looks like the flow up top into the lake is already lightening, which is kind of a shame because I was excited to see what happened when this thing got too full. Ah well, it's probably for the best. Now then, back down here with our aquifer, the moment of truth. Our big question right now is whether or not this aquifer runs deeper than this level. If it does, then we have a serious problem. If it doesn't, then we are golden, my friends. So, let's do it. Let's attempt to dig down one more level. And it looks like we're good, actually. Oh man, would you take a look at that? It's rock salt, and it's not an aquifer either. So we are good. We got through the aquifer right now. Damn, that's exciting. Sure, it might have been a convoluted method, but it did work. And so that's all that matters in the end, really, right? I'd say so. Well, you know, I guess the only question now is, what do we do with this? We got through the aquifer. Well, you know, I guess we should start by going down farther. Open it up a little bit, right? And so let's do it. Downward, dwarves! How beautiful is that? Digging straight on down. Wonderful. Man, oh man, I'll tell ya. Feels good. Feels real good. We'll keep going down too. Keep digging, dwarves. Let's dig till we can't go any farther. Yes, there we go. Deeper, dwarves. We're uncovering tons of stone and rich veins of metal. Isn't that beautiful? This is where a dwarf should live. Deep under the earth. Not up in a damn forest. Oh, would you have a look here? We've discovered an expansive cavern deep underground. Very cool. I never thought this would be the case, honestly. But here we are. Would you smell that, dwarves? That fetid, stagnant cavern air. It's like breathing in life itself. A beautiful thing, really. Damn the forest, you know it? This is where we're meant to be. And so what are we waiting for? Come on, dwarves, let's go. To the caverns! We've finally made it. There we go. Such a glorious place, isn't it? We've done it, dwarves. We've conquered the Aquifer. Looks like there's a troll up here. Beating up some of the dwarves, but can't be as hard as a giantess, right? I would certainly hope not. Kill it already. Hurry. Alright, come on, you guys, get over here. Come on, guys. It is just a troll. Okay, there we go. Now then, first order of business, we're gonna spread out and search these caverns. Just see what we can see. Alright, there they go. Good luck, dwarves, don't get killed, please. That would kinda stink. Ooh boy. Yeah, look at these caverns. Absolutely sprawling. Yeah, the dwarves are gonna have a nice home here, that's for sure. Plenty of space now. Stone everywhere. Gems? Absolutely. Metal? Don't even get me started. Yep, I have the distinct feeling that these dwarves are gonna be alright. Well, we've done it. We've broken through the aquifer and we've reached the underground. The dwarves can now begin their lives proper. But we have a bit of a problem, because we still do not have a grand fortress gate, which is something I would really dearly love to do. I want to see a large dwarven fortress gate with a waterfall pouring down around the entrance, and I really think that's something we should attempt. I mean, it is one of our goals when we started this place, isn't it? We can't say we're content just reaching the underground. That doesn't make much sense. No, we're gonna have to do a little bit more, and we're gonna start off with that gate, certainly. And you know what? Something else I'd really like to see is our trap here. This corridor that runs around the outside of our fortress. I really need to see if that works. And so now I'm hoping we get attacked by goblins at some point coming up. I mean, we're gonna have to eventually, I would think. I know they're out there, and when they do show up, they're in for a surprise, I think. And you know what? Something else I would like to do, something that was not in our original plans, is something with our little vampire guest. Now, I know that really doesn't have anything to do with our theme here, but we have a vampire here, and they're not all too common. Seems like a shame to put that to waste, and so maybe we'll do something with them. What? I have no idea, but maybe you can write something about it down in the comments. I'd like to see if you have any interesting ideas. Again, I always enjoy reading your comments. Anyways, back on track. Water, I'll tell ya, you gotta love it. It can be a fickle mistress, that's for sure, but if you woo her just the right way, a fine companion she'll make. And I'm pretty certain the dwarves see that now. Well, you bearded bastards, I hope you had fun here today. Maybe you learned something, that being the incorrect way to get through an aquifer, and I hope to see you next time for the conclusion of our time here in Waterkeeper. And until then, you bearded bastards,